Well, it's Race Daddler Part 2. Let's solve some of those problems we found in Part 1. All right, so the problems we found were that motor mount bolt and then that eccentric setup. And I'm going to do the motor mount bolt first, and I'll tell you this. I don't want to take the track out. I've had this track out in recent memory. All the bearings are new, the drivers are new, the track is new. I got no reason to take this track out. All the bogies have grease zerks. I'll just grease them. So with that said, I'm going to try a little trickery to get that bolt up in there, and hopefully it works, and hopefully you like what you see. Maybe you can use it sometime. So after that, I've got that whole eccentric thing to get figured out, and then I'm going to get that jack shaft set up together. And I've decided I'm going to change the bearings on the jack shaft. I mean, it's out, it's a good time. I don't remember if I changed them before or not, but what the heck? Let's just do it. And then I don't know what else. We'll see how far we get on the project this time. Clean the carbs. All right, let's see what we can do about this broken motor mount bolt. Somehow I doubt it's going to just hang there. Oh, it did come pretty well loose. All right, there we go. As you can see, that's a carriage bolt. I'm not going to even bother fishing it out. It'll come out later once I start the thing, and it'll just fall out the bottom. All right, we're trying a little something here. I don't want to take the track out to get the bolt in. So you can see I took a piece of 045 welding wire and just grabbed onto it and wound it up in the threads. So I got a little more finessing and fine work to do, but we're going to try to use the welding wire to pull the bolt up through the hole. At least I hope we will. All right, here's my piece of welding wire, and I'll tell you right now, I didn't invent this trick. I got a trailer hitch kit once that came with a piece of wire very much like this for pulling all the trailer hitch bolts through the frame, so you didn't have to fish them through the frame. So there we go. That was the easy part. Now let's see if it'll come up through the hole. Hopefully I don't have to dig around and find a smaller wire, because this is the smallest I could easily find. All right, here's the attempt. So let me show you what I got going. Here's a second piece of welding wire right here. This actually runs over to one of the drive holes in the track, in about that far. And then it runs back out here, and I connected it to the first one that I wrapped around the bolt. And you can see it goes in pretty dang far in there. I don't know if you could see that. Pretty dang far. So now I'm going to see if I can snake the bolt through. Oh yeah, the bolt's still hanging there. So this is going to be exciting for both of us. Let's see if I can get this thing on the tripod again. Can you see it? Here it comes. Oh, it's got to make that corner. All right. Whoa! Look at that. But the bolt is not yet in the track window. So I got to help it from under here. This is my only hope, is if I can get that bolt. Oh, I got it. If I can get the bolt through the track window. There it is. Can you see it? Now, can I make the corner with the bolt? Can you see that bolt right there? I don't know what I can do to help it get around the damn corner. Pull down on the track, I guess. There it comes. Come on. Oh, the wire diameter and the bolt are fighting right now. I should have used a finer wire. So close. What can I do to help? Is that coming out on the video? Here's my fingers. I guess it is. All right. So it almost worked. I mean, it's close to working. If I could just get that bolt a little more vertical. Oh, there it goes. All right. Getting the nut on that bolt right now. Then we'll worry about the rest of the wire. There we go. Now I can't lose it. I'm gonna straighten the wire out if I got it. Success? Sorta. Still got to get the bolt up the rest of the way. Let's see if I can kind of move the track some more. All right. Try a little pry bar. Maybe I'll try to tighten the nut. Nope. There we go. Carriage bolt in its home. I just got to get that nut tightened down. Well, that's easier than I imagined it would be. Wow, that's not bad. All right, super deep well 9/16. All right, take a look at this. Monster 9/16 deep well I got. The trick will be keeping the square of the carriage engaged. The further down I get it, before I disengage that square, the better. So let's try the old push on it with the screwdriver trick. Oh, is that socket actually too long? Oh, I know what it is. Stupid thing is a spark plug socket. It's got a rubber piece in it. There's that rubber piece because for some reason somebody somewhere needs a 9/16 spark plug socket. I don't know who. I know who doesn't. That's me. Getting there. The socket is actually too long. All right, I'm going to have to finish this up with a hand wrench. Guess I'll give you just a little of the hand wrench so you believe I actually did it. I just got the old ratcheting box end. It's going pretty fast. So there you go. This saved me from having to pull the track out. I really didn't want to do that. I've had this track out not very long ago. All the bearings are pretty fresh. Everything's good. And by not very long ago, I mean not very many miles ago. Years, but not miles. So, there you go. I'm calling this a victory. Saved me hours of work. If you've ever pulled a track on one of these bogey sleds, you know that it's not always super enjoyable. By the way, if this bolt resembles a Polaris chain case bolt, you know, one of the bolts that holds the chain case on an Indy or TX, it's not a coincidence. All right, we're going to get this jack shaft eccentric adjusting device back together. And since I'm too lazy to go to the hardware store and get a roll pin, I got a big old cotter pin. And it fits about right, and I don't see why it wouldn't work. There isn't a lot of resistance to rotate this when it's in there. Well, there isn't hardly any at all. So, first thing, I'm going to lube it. I think most of the reason we were pounding on it to get it out was dried up old grease. So there we go. We'll get her greased up, and then I'm going to start pounding her back in. Aim you at that. Can you see that? Maybe. All right. So get this under the fuel line. Going right in. Remember how hard we had to fight that to get that out? It shows you what a little cleaning and a little grease will do. Give her a little more grease love here. All right. Oh, that is so much better than it was. All right, now we need a little hammer love. Let's give her some little tippy taps. Don't take much. Come on. Looks like that's about where it used to run. Yep, we're up against it there. Now, this guy. Oh, can you see what I'm doing? I'm over here now. All right. I'll get this end in. I get the feeling I'm just pounding the shaft out the other side. Oh yeah, because I am. All right. All right, here's a little something that I can clamp with the vice grip. It should catch the end there. All right, that should hold the shaft from sliding. All right, I'm over here working. God, I got the slot for a punch. That'll let me knock this thing right in. There we go. All right, they're still free. I can see the cotter pin slot. Look at that, right in. All right. We'll just hang that cotter pin there for a second. All right, 3/4 inch wrench. Here's the test. Oh, look at that. The whole thing's moving at once. Look at that. Both sides. Nice and smooth with that grease. I think I'll just trim off the excess on that cotter pin, and we'll call this repair done. All right, I'm happy with that. That part's complete. I suppose we should move on to that jack shaft now. All right, so here's how it goes on the jack shaft. I got a spacer. There's a bearing. There's another spacer. And then on the other end, got an 1.1/8 nut. I pull off that brake disc, and then I can get that bearing off. I got brand new Timken bearings, so I'm going to get after this thing, and let's get some fresh bearings on it. All right, I blasted that nut off, came right off with the good old impact, and this is going to come right off. There we go. Nice little rotor. You can see it's keyed on, so I do have to remove the keyway. I'll dig that out, and then it's just a little bearing press work to change those out. All right, here's what I realized. This secondary is too big to pass through the frame on my press that moves up and down. So we got to use the good old bar puller, which is not a big deal. This is how I removed them when I was a kid. Really, my first snowmobile repair job, more complicated than cleaning the carbs. There we go. All right, so there is a shoulder in there. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to go just press that new bearing on right now over on the press. I'll be back. I'll do the other side. I don't even know if I'll show it to you. It's so easy. Guess I'll show you one more thing. Went and found the socket. It is a 13/16. Just fits over. It's a deep well, so I should have plenty of room to push this on. Doesn't have to go very far, just the width of the bearing. All right, there we go. She's all back together. Fresh Timken bearings. Got the spacer back on there. Got my brakes back on. And ready for however many miles this poor old skedaddler has left in it. All right, I'm going to call it there on part 2 of the AMF skedaddler. I'm pretty happy with how things went, you know, that whole weird eccentric deal and the jack shaft and fresh Timken bearings and everything. I feel great about it. I feel like this is going to work out real good. So I'm going to wait to put it together any further until I'm getting the motor in, and that'll be the R295 JLO, the higher horsepower version of the stock L295. So with that said, huge thanks to the patrons. The patrons are the super fans of this channel. They support us every month, and in return, They get behind the scenes videos sometimes, and they get early access to all the videos, and they get to watch the videos ad free on Patreon. So we really appreciate it. We really appreciate all the patrons and the support for the channel. Everybody else, check out the Patreon, but also hit subscribe. Even if you're not interested in doing that monthly donation, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you'll get notifications whenever the videos come out. And we'll see you on the trails.